Hey everybody, and welcome back to a replay cast for once. It's not gonna be too different from retrospective analysis, I'd imagine, but I haven't done this in a while, and I think it's always a bit interesting to see both perspectives for once. I played two more matches against Sarto, again, me playing Red Dragons, him playing Eurocore Mechanized. Both matches I did record, but with no commentary again, so I'll leave a link for those in the video description or somewhere in case you just want to watch them from my perspective, just like last time. I think that's all that I need to say. I think I did some changes to the deck. I did replace the T62D and the with the second card of SU100, I believe. Other than that, I don't think there's anything too different here. This is the second match. The first match we had different sides, and now we had these sides. And yeah, let's just skip through the deployment phase first. Alright, so I did something a little bit unusual for me, and it was a somewhat helicopter-focused opener. FDM25 here, C9A here, and another C9A. I know that he's playing Eurocore Mechanized, so he doesn't have Panthers, he doesn't have Tigers, he doesn't have Gazelles. The only proper helicopter he really has is a Cassiope, which he also starts with. So my plan was, okay, C9A in here, basically get this before he can, and if he gets a pirate, my C9A will win, because as I said before, the pirate has its gun on the side here, so that means that the pirate has to turn itself to the side in order to fire, and the C9A not having to do that obviously has the advantage. Not to mention that the C9A's autocannon with 900 RPM and 20% accuracy is far superior as well. But yeah, C9A here and there. I was gonna see if I can maybe land in here, because my idea was to push down this area here. So in case he pushes Bravo, I can defend this, and in case he pushes Delta, I can also somewhat defend this, and maybe try to get in here right away. That was my idea. And then just some light stuff. The C9A should allow me to hold this until the WCs arrive, and then with the tank assassin in the buildings, it should be, unless he does a full push there, it should be feasible to just defend this with those few units. You can see me take down this road because I want to see if I can do something in there. Obviously, all those helicopters means, you know, that's like 60 points here and like 45 points, so 150 points just when it comes to helicopters and C9As, as in like Liren. So not a whole lot of ground units usually. My only AA, Ahwasung Chongs, and I have only 2 of those. I have only 1 tank. I don't have a whole lot of infantry for the left either. So it didn't really fully work out. I already lost a C9A here to the Cassiope. I do manage to at least kill the pirate with the scout in there, but yeah, not the best thing. And then here I fuck up with my micro, or I forgot about those, and they just run into the death. It makes sense here, unfortunately, a bit earlier there than I thought they would be, and I also think I just forgot that he has them. This is actually working out decently, but that's nice. So yeah, I noticed that he's pushing in mid here. He himself also only has 1 tank though. I'm buying an PM24 immediately, but I'm also only stunning the M113s because he unloaded his infantry much earlier. Yeah, I have to be careful here because, you know, 7 RPM versus 9 RPM in close quarter ranges can be a bit dangerous. I didn't really know that he had only 1 2A1 here. I was assuming that he had at least 2. We're just going back and forth. I know that he has these Panzer Grants moving up, which is why I'm engaging with these Sanchu first. He did have the MG turned off though, so I have to be careful. I do manage to catch him out in the open. There's a peace run coming, I see that, but he loses line of sight here. I did get quite a decent smoke screen here, but I just didn't have enough infantry, or my infantry died too early, so I can't really get into this building or take advantage of this. Unfortunately, for some reason, Lucian do just completely get fucked by those AMX 10s, so that's not good at all. But it's not going all too bad for me, you know. I did lose most of my opening stuff, but so did he, kind of. The most of the stuff he has left are those 2 Panzer Grand Squads and the 2A1s. And we also should mention that while it probably went more into his favor than mine. I kept Bravo and I have control of Foxtrot. No, even though I don't have anything in the town in there. Positioning wise, I'm currently in an advantage, so I don't really need to push here. But I think you know me, unless it's like a tournament game or something, I don't always just play full safe. The safest thing probably would have done reinforce this and then just hold on to this and hold on to this. But I'm playing to have fun, right? It's not a tournament game, so same thing with that one match versus Balanced on Paddy Field, if you remember that, where he opened with like 2 T72 BUs, and I just ran into him. Okay, we nearly missed this. So 85-3 and 2A1 got engaged. I'm pretty sure the 2A1 got a side shot onto the 85-3, which is why it's on 1 HP. And I somewhat missed this, unfortunately, but this is now a very interesting thing here. So you're both kind of reversing, but as you see, hang on, who got the shot off? Now I'm kind of confused, because it didn't properly see if it was a 2A1 that shot or the Panzergrunts that shot. I don't think it was the Panzergrunts. I think the Panzergrunts used their shot beforehand. But in the game, I thought that the 2A1 and the 85-3 killed each other. But now, just when the 85-3 died, you could see that the Panzergrunts 90 were aiming with the Panzerfaust 3. So I'm actually not sure if maybe the Panzergrunts killed it, but that doesn't matter. And we traded, which is unfortunate. I believe I also thought that he still had a second 2A1 somewhere, so I thought, oh god, I'm in a bad position. Also 85-2A, I'm really still not, I'm not convinced on this tank. I think it's pretty bad. I might switch it out for the John Maho 5, or maybe I'm actually trying out one of the cheaper CDCs, like the 65 points one or the 70 points ones or whatever, even though they're not great. Maybe they're just, the 85-2A is just not good. Main thing that annoys me about this is that it's slow. And the John Maho 5, while it's just as slow, at least has better armor that helps against other tanks. So I'm still not sure what to switch this out with. But yeah, now this all kind of comes to a hold. He can sort of push. I think I'm pretty sure he believes that I still have either the 85-3 here or something else here. Either he didn't realize that he killed my 85-3 here, or he thinks that I have something else. But I think he just doesn't realize that the 85-3 is actually dead. I knew that they were there. I had the MI2 here beforehand, which is why I sent the SC100 first. He loses line of sight on the 85-2A, which is important because it's very important that I have this tank right here. I also put in the CDQ62-1, which I'm very fond of instead of the BTR-40, because with the Tankasaso, I often have a bunch of WC5F1s just lying around if they're not dead. And if I need something for flanks, I can just send around these. They have a better autocannon anyways. They obviously don't have the optics or the stealth, but for the most part, they should be decent enough. So this just kind of comes to a halt here. Again, I don't really need to push here, but on the other hand, it's not like I have a whole lot of stuff here or there. So I think that me also kind of putting pressure on here and showing him that I'm committed on like trying to push here also kind of prevents him from pushing anywhere else. So even though I don't need to push, it's still maybe the best choice to do that, just to prevent him in a way of pushing Fox or Bravo, or maybe even both, and just keeping him focused here. But yeah, Legion 90 doing a nice job here. They're very inconsistent. 60% accuracy with 700 meter range. It's I think so as soon as you see the blue color and accuracy, I think at least that's how I believe, my brain works. You somewhat think like, oh, they have to it all the time, but they don't. This time around I did a job. Panzergrunts unfortunately did manage to pick off my 85-2A. Base Panzergrunts even. HQ61. I don't think it killed the Peace Run yet, but they did a good job this game. I remember that. Picking up the CDQ here just to get some nice flanking shots into here. If we can get like a CDQ or tanks in here, it can really mess them up. DC-90 with a 4 front armor. Very good IFB. Just you know, again, BM-24 is essentially, it's just buying me time. It's delaying him, it's stopping him from pushing. Even if it doesn't kill a whole lot, it did kill something. It did kill like a Commando's Power Squad there. It still does damage, and again, just delaying him can often be just as valuable as just killing stuff. DQ unfortunately dies. HQ-61 kills a peace run here. I loved it. I loved that unit. Even though in that match against Esmusain it did do a whole lot. Oh, and 85-3 here. Okay, so in hindsight, not only because what will happen now, but in hindsight, I probably should have put it in here. I did want to try to get it down here and get some flanking shots going on. But not only, you know, as you will see, does it not work out, but it also just took way too long for it to get there, because I didn't want to drive down here or something, so I took a quite long road, and it just took ages until the 85-3 actually got there. And then, of course, you know, you will see what happens now. So I'm putting up a preemptive smoke screen, you know, I'm moving up my 85-3. I see the Milan 3, I even spotted with my Liren, so I got one shot off, putting it down to 1 HP. Turn my front armor to it, you know, and, you know, while I'm reloading, just retreat into the smoke. I'm like, alright, Milan 3, maybe, you know, let's try to do something fancy here. And get out of the smoke, force it to fire, move back in, like immediately, so it loses line of sight, get back out while it's still spotted by the Liren, get the shot off and kill it, you know? It's a bit fancy, but while I was doing it, I felt like a genius. Alright. So, there's the 85-3. Milan 3 is aiming. Alright, so I knew that, you know, since reverse and attack move, they're all a bit time delayed, right? So I knew that as soon as it was out in the open, I already gave it the reverse command, because I know by the time it actually starts reversing, the Milan 3 will already fire, right? Alright, so let's look this from my perspective, okay? So here I'm thinking, alright, you know, it's still moving, by the way, but, you know, by now it's gotta be in the smoke, right? 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 Like, I'm not blaming the game here, you know, it was my fault completely, 100%, you know, but it's just, sometimes, like, the unit label kind of messes this up, you know, and the fact that smoke is just like some 2D kind of layer thingy, whatever this is, you know, yeah, I'm like, all right, hang on, why is the Milan 3 still going towards the 85-3? Yeah, just went a bit too far out of the smoke here, and I lost my 85-3. I traded my 85-3 for 2 Milan 3 missiles and 1 HP of the Milan squad, so that was one of my worst, like, you know, I've lost enough tanks, like stupid side shots, you know, and not paying attention, but the other bad tank losses were usually like, oh, I left my tank out in the open and lost it to an ATGM plane. That's bad, right? But this time around, I was actually like microing it, and I still just lost it like an absolute idiot. And if I had at least, you know, I actually could have survived, you know, if I had turned my front towards it, and I would have survived with 1 HP. But no, I had to get it to the smoke, you know. No, let's not turn into the smoke by just reversing with the front armor first. So let's get into the smoke sideways. And God, I'm such a fucking idiot. So that was stupid tank loss number 2. You know, the first one was kind of stupid as well, but at least I got the 281 and stuff, right? But this one was just, I don't remember the last time I lost a tank this badly. So yeah, that's obviously horrible. I already bought another 85-3. I have an 85-2A here. 85-3 is just very nice against the mech deck, especially like when they don't have anything better than a 2A1. You know, M94A might be a different thing, but 2A1s and stuff like that, 85-3 is really nice. So this is a situation where we never want to be as Red Dragons, because Red Dragons suck at forest fighting. Town fighting can be alright if you have something like Lijian, but forest fighting is, like getting from here into the forest is not that bad, right? SC100, CSC90, they're okay for fire support, and BM24 also helps, but the actual deep forest fights, you know, that's not where you want to be. And if I hadn't lost like that 85-3 here or something like an idiot, it obviously would have looked a lot better, but, you know, losing that 85-3 obviously didn't help. So yeah, I was going back and forth, putting a lot of damage onto the 2A1s, which is good. He doesn't really have a proper answer to the 85-3 most of the time, which is my one saving grace here. The best thing he probably has is a Peace Rind, but you know, I did send that JH7 out because of the 2A1s. What I tried to do was force him into a 2A1 engagement, because I was figuring out there's a good chance that he will just, if he sees my 85-3, you know, engage me as well, which is why you saw me driving forward there. And then I can maybe just pick off one of the 2A1s, but the 85-3 will get out damaged. And didn't quite work out. I believe I had my JH7 circling here. I don't fully remember, and we missed it. I don't remember if I think I just, you know, mismicroed and forgot it circled, and then it died or something. I don't quite remember, but it was just a bad loss anyways. I'm kind of getting back into this forest here though, with a lot of Sanchi spam, and well, the SC100s are already dead. 852A is also dead. Alright. Losing my shit like an idiot. I'm got a second BM24. Again, just stunning him, and most importantly, preventing the 2A1 from getting repaired, which is also very important. Because I know it is damage, I know it's a one-shot from my 85-3. I think, what was that? Yeah, Roland 3 kill, you know, that's not too bad. JH7 again, this time because I did spot the Leopard CV down here, so I was like, if he's trying to move up here, you know, I might be able to snipe it, but unfortunately, and you know, hindsight is 2020, as soon as I detected it, I also just started my attack into here, so, you know, this stuff didn't look too great for him, so he obviously didn't move his Leopard from this forest into here, so I kind of shot myself in the foot here, as I do so often. Unfortunately, these Commandos Pirate just fucking spot my leader, and I don't really have anything to fight him off here. I'm moving up my C9A, but I think it's just gonna get killed here. I think this is another 85-3 loss. Yeah. Amex 10 first of all side shots my 85-3. So I'm like, alright, let's move back. Let's not try to do anything fancy here. So I move back thiswards, so the Amex 10 can't shoot me. I didn't spot the Amex 10, so I didn't know that the Amex 10 isn't even aiming anymore, meaning, or I believe, or, you know, can't even shoot me because I'm too deep in the forest. I'm like, okay, please be far enough from the Pentagrams, right? Now I should have, okay, I think that's even, yeah, this is what I'm doing. You know, I should continue reversing a bit like this, maybe a bit more into this, you know, direction here, but it isn't looking too bad. And now I'm going that way again, and 7 side armor. Yeah. Stupid 85-3 loss number 3. I believe I get 5 of them, 4 or 5. I upvet them as well, but god, this is such a bad match for my tank Marco. Even though, nonetheless, you know, positioning wise, it's not looking all too bad for me. Right, the mostly what he has is still 2A1s. I did kill one apparently. I don't know. I'm not paying attention apparently. Other than that, just a bunch of reservists, you know, Pentagram squad here or there, a good amount of AA, but when it comes to ground units, he doesn't really have that much, you know. Sure, he has more than me, but it's not a significant amount, you know. So it's not like, you know, useless. I'm just spamming BM24 here, you know, again, just buying myself time. I don't have a tank around, so I don't want him to just move up there. Spot the Misra with my Liren. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm able to kill them. Shendui, a godsend against like cheap vehicle spam, but now he's moving up his Leopard one, and that's obviously horrible. I think that this might be my last 85-3. I'm not sure, but I really shouldn't do this. JH7, I did kill a Leopard 2A1 here that was moving down somewhere there. I did lose it, so that was my last JH7. But now it's not looking too great for me. I'm kind of desperate here because I just want to kill the Leopard one, right? I'd have to. And so I'm, you know, a bit more aggressive than I should be with the 85-3, but I know that, you know, I have to kill this, you know, I can't let him tick for that long, especially that late into the game. So I'm just sort of trying to ignore this and mostly going for this, because I know the Leopard one has to be somewhere in there, right? That's where everyone puts the 2 point CV. I believe I also do a classic Firesider mistake and buy CV for Bravo. And it's about the Pentagon Snider in trying to get into the smoke, which is why I retreated my 85-3 and let him run into my Sanchi. 85-2 here for flanking. Again, it's not really doing a whole lot. And I think M24 doing some decent work here, stunning and panicking. But it's just not enough infantry, and he's just picking me off with mortars. I'm buying J7Hs, but while they do a good amount of damage to Leopard 1, it's just not enough. And unfortunately, I don't know that there's no infantry left, so I could have moved up and at least killed the 3A1, but you know, by now he has the Schuster's 85 in there. And yeah, I think it's clear that this is more or less GG now. I'm not even sure if I still lose this. 85-3. You know, I'm just spamming planes again. I'm just desperate at this point. Oh yeah, my 85-3 is actually out of ammo. I think that's the first 85-3 that actually kind of paid off. And now I just don't have anything left really. So AD, I think it kind of showed that while he you know, he was ahead. Even though I lost the 85-3s, I kind of still was in like an, you know, not completely, you know, up until the very end, not a completely garbage position, right? So with a couple of lucky kills on 2A1s or something, I maybe would have been able to pull it back, but I just lost way too many points, and also time and therefore positioning by losing all those 85-3s like a fucking idiot, right? So that obviously did not help. So let's take a look at the deck. So, yeah, I did replace the T62D with the second card of AC100s. I'm actually kind of happy with them. I tried them out before and disliked them, but no, now I'm alright with them. 4 armor is nice. They have the worst optics possible. You know, there's bad, poor, medium, high, very high, etc. But I think many people forget that there's actually bad and poor. But the fact that they're both red and bad is pretty rare. I think many people forget about it. I just see red and I'm like, alright, it's just like, you know, just like most IFVs and shit, but it's actually even worse than that. Pretty much every basic IFV, you know, or transport, you know, they have poor, but SC100 actually is bad, which is even worse, you know. So that's something that you have to keep in mind when you use something like that, and especially if you're checking out like very cheap vehicles or tanks, pay attention if they have poor or bad, because that actually can make quite a difference. So yeah, keep that in mind. You know, there's like one of these. Yeah, this CDC 8559, for example, also is bad. So 85-2 I am replacing with, I think, the John Maho. For cheaper tanks, I have the Recon tanks. Also, I get 4 of these. You know, it's pretty nice with the availability bonus. I think I'm going with the John Maho. This has like okay off-road speed, but 12 armor is just ugh. Then there's, you know, if I were to use this, you know, I might as well use the other one for 5 points more, right? With extra rate of fire, extra AP, extra speed, extra side armor. So what about this? I'm really not sure. I think I'm gonna, excuse me, I think I'm gonna try the Chunmao 5 again. I had it in before, and sorry, and Shashavi, you know, the guy with the heavy Russian accent, he convinced me to try the CDC 85-2A, but no, it just didn't click with me. The armor will not help against most heat weapons like Peace Ryans, Milan 3s, but it will help against other tanks. And the extra rate of fire, you know, since both are autoloaded, is nice. Only 3 HE, unfortunately, but And the KBVT, honestly, it's only 10% accuracy, but in forests, it's really nice against like lightly armored vehicles and 5-point spam. Against infantry, I think it's worse, but can't win them all. Also, extra side armor can be potentially useful, I suppose. The other Mahos are not really worth using. They have only 6 rounds per minute, which is bad. And the shitty Strela is just a meme. Jesus fucking. I remember when Yuge was like, we removed softcore so we can buff North Korea and make Red Dragons great again. And I was like, yes, thank you. I've been asking for this for ages. And what did they do? They give us shitty Strelas on shitty tanks and even more medium tanks with the 88 series. I'm like, Eugen, what the actual fuck? I think I'm pretty sure they even, I think they even did an, or adjust, or made an extra model. I think maybe they did this model here with a little telescope or infrared sensor, whatever the heck that is. I think that might actually be new. And of course they also modeled or like put on the Strela there. This Jesus Christ, Eugen. Another thing is I would like to fit in Sanji 85 in the CC90. CC90 is like a really good vehicle, and it's would be nice to have like a cheaper option to get them. But I think I can't replace these, because I need the cheap spam. I don't think I can replace these because they're just so useful. They're important. They're also very important to actually have some fast high AT, and I can't replace my only other high AT. I think. Yeah, if I were to replace anything, I think I'd replace Illusion Louis, but they can be very useful against like light in vehicle spam in forests, so I don't really want to. And if I were to replace these, then my AA would be very awkward because HQ7 is, and they're both nice. Don't get me wrong, but the HQ7 needs like if I only were to basically build my AA around HQ7s and HQ61As, I would always have to have like supply trucks around, and it just can be annoying and frustrating, when you forget it or when it gets sniped or anything along those lines. And having the cheap option of a Hwasong Jong, that you can just spread around, that helps a whole lot, quite a big deal. Yeah. So yeah, replay cast for once and a quick deck overview or adjustment. I'm gonna see if I can play something else than Red Dragons. I will still play this, but I think you might be a bit sick by now by all these Red Dragons gameplay videos. So I don't know what I'll play in some upcoming videos if there's gonna be something different. I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.